And welcome to Cruise Control Motoring, your on-air automotive magazine. I'm Fred Staab, and with me, as always, is Les Jackson. Les, how are you?
Oh, excellent, Fred. Excellent. And once again, we are loaded with some automotive stories. A real mix of interesting things going on this time.
I would agree, and we got some new pricing information. We also have some, interesting technology as well. We're going to start, though, with Kia pricing out its first ever hybrid Telluride. It might be a bit of a deal.
I'm excited to see this. Kia knows what they're doing, but we'll talk about it. And hey, Dodge and Ram reunited. It could happen.
Don't you still sometimes call Ram trucks Dodge trucks?
Always.
So we'll talk about it. And to do something like that, while it may be good, it might not be that inexpensive for the company. We'll talk about that, though. And Hyundai cuts its electric vehicle lineup in the U.S. They're cutting out one of their vehicles out of it. So we'll talk about why they're doing that.
Yes. Audi reveals the RS5, the first high-performance hybrid from Audi. This is cool.
Yes, and then here's a story. It's our Talking Tech segment about tires, snow tires. There's been a lot of cause for use of those lately. But what if you had studded tires that automatically retract? Well, we'll tell you about that technology. It exists.
I think you made that up.
This company's been developing it for decades. So now they have something that really works, and we'll tell you about
it. I'm anxious to see one. And here's something I won't see. One of 500 Nissan Z Heritage Editions didn't even make it through the port. It got destroyed at the port because of frivolous behavior.
Yeah, very destroyed, and it's really sad. And everyone's wondering, will they build another one of these? Will they make 501 for that person that ordered it? We're also going to tell you why, even if you're not getting the Heritage Edition Nissan Z, it's going to get a lot harder next year for you to get a Z. So we'll talk about that and more when we get rolling on this edition of Cruise Control Motoring.
Well, Fred, I am anxious to see the new Kia Telluride Hybrid. It's such a popular vehicle to start with. They can't make enough of them. It's starting under $47,000, which is frankly a bargain.
Yeah, really.
And I am going to be at the Kia dealership within the next couple of weeks getting an oil change.
You personally?
I'm going to take the car with me.
Very good. Maybe they can look at that as well.
That's right. And while I'm waiting, I hope to see one of the hybrids, because this is just, I just think they've hit this one out of the park.
Yes, the hybrid has pretty decent horsepower. It has 329 horsepower. It's rated at 35 miles per gallon with an estimated driving range of 637 miles. Now, that is for the front-wheel drive model of the hybrid. Of course, the all-wheel drive model will probably get a little bit less, but still, that's pretty impressive. It combines a 2.5-liter turbo powertrain and electric motors. As I said, combined horsepower is 329 and 339 pound-feet of torque. That is a increase over the power plant of the previous Telluride, which had 291 horsepower. So power goes through 6-speed transmission and is sent to an available all-wheel drive system. Let's take a little look at the pricing, shall we, Les Jackson? And it's not bad at
It's
all.
not bad at all, considering the Tellurides, the non-hybrid are kind of in this range to start with. So you can almost say that you're getting it as a bonus. Um, but the base front-wheel drive EX is 46,490,
Mm-hmm.
quite affordable.
Yep. And
All-wheel drive just adds 2,000 to that.
no, that is great, really, when you think about it. Under
That's
50 for
you
a large
sort
vehicle.
of have to do that.
Yeah, and then you can stack up to the SX front-wheel drive model, 51,490. And then
Yep.
the jump is a little bit bigger for an all-wheel drive because you would have to go up to the X-Line SX. That would be 54,490. Interesting marketing there because you look at that. I think most people will probably want all-wheel drive, and they might want something a little higher equipment level-wise than the EX. So there really is no SX all-wheel drive. You have to jump up to the X-Line SX, which is a pretty big jump, 54,490.
A little bit.
And then you jump up to the SX P all-wheel drive, 56,590. Still, these numbers are not terrible for a large SUV, are they?
They're not. And this is a big, big SUV. It'll carry everything. Yeah, you can throw a refrigerator in there while you're taking the family on an outing. So this is just I'm anxious to see it, and it is built right here in Georgia,
Yep.
West Point, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. Great plant. Been down there.
So it's Americans building it, and what could be bad?
And just to finish off the pricing, the X-Line SXP all-wheel drive is 57,590. So staying well under
Yeah,
$60,000. And
and the
these numbers, by the
destination.
way, exclude the destination, 1,500.
It's not. It's not as nice as I would like it, but it's 1,545, and it is a big vehicle.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So there you have it, the Kia Telluride 2027 model. It is their first hybrid. And interesting fact here, 4,500 pounds of towing capability with the available self-leveling rear suspension. That's good towing capability.
That's really an awful lot.
Yeah, it is. It is. So you have an interesting story about the potential for Dodge and Ram to reunite as a brand. Obviously, they're all under the Stellantis banner, but
Right.
like you, I think I sometimes slip and say Dodge trucks. And, there's some thought that it would be great if they did reunite.
Well, honestly, Fred, I believe that even the enthusiasts who own Rams are Dodge people.
Okay.
And if you look at around here, around DC, the dealerships are Dodge dealerships.
Right.
I rarely see a Ram dealership.
Yeah, standalone.
So, like it's kind of like Scotch tape. You're always going to call it Scotch tape, whether it's a Scotch brand or not.
Right. Band-Aid. Yeah.
Yeah, Band-Aid.
Not adhesive bandage.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody complaining.
Yeah. Well, Tim Kaniska says, everybody gets Dodge Ram. So that could be the brand, Dodge Ram.
Yeah, Dodge Ram.
I think this could happen, but, what would it cost? If you remember, Ford changed some of the names of their vehicles. I even remember it from Windstar to Freestar, and it was like $100 million, right?
Yeah, phenomenal, phenomenal amount of money. Um, but I would imagine. I don't think it would cost that much, but I think it would. With all of the subsidies they're giving the dealers, I would expect this to be 50 million.
Who knows? They did just lose 26 billion, and much of that was due to electric vehicles and things like that. So they
Yeah.
don't have extra money to throw at this. But it said that one brand would be a clear story, easy to remember, brings performance
Yep.
credibility back to Ram. Not that it has a performance capability problem, but 68% of the respondents to this study said they would actually like the brand to come back together,
That
merge back.
it, that's a big percentage.
16% said keep it the way it is. Um, Nothing wrong with the Ram brand. That's a great brand name.
It is.
But I think this could happen. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to hear from our audience what they think. Will it happen? Um, they thought that it would be better to be laser focused on a truck brand, but maybe Dodge Ram is the way to go. I don't know. It just seems like you and I have been around for a while, so Dodge trucks were Dodge trucks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But the fact is, Dodge is a brand that's been around 120 years,
right.
and it always is associated with their trucks, as is Ram. But but the fact is, I think only a tiny percentage of buyers would even feel uncomfortable putting the names back together.
Or some don't even care. They think it is a Dodge truck.
That's right.
Well, while we're on Dodge and Ram potentially coming together, a little bit more information on Autoblog. They're now stating that it looks like a Hellcat powered Charger will be returning to the lineup in 2028. There's just hearsay, and a lot of this comes from Mopar insiders as well, too, that the first launch would be a two-door followed by a four-door. They would only have the 777 horsepower version, or maybe more, but they're not going for
Yeah.
they're not going to just drop the regular Hemi in there. This would be the Hellcat version. And they say that will dovetail well because you have the six-pack versions of this, the straight six with the twin turbocharged that are in the 500s. So a 777 horsepower version or more would be good. This is a given, though. This is coming back. I think it will be a cool looking car with that.
Sure.
And it gives them what they want. And, they we'll see. We'll see. I
But
think 2028 is the year for it, though, right?
let me ask you though, what do you think about a four door?
Well, we had it with the Charger already.
True, true, true.
I think offering that, I mean, that was the only, if you recall, the Charger version was even more aerodynamic than the Challenger, and
Yes.
and it made a great police car too. Not the Hellcat version. I don't think anyone ran a Hellcat version of it, but yeah, I think with that in the lineup, I think a lot more people will probably go for that the V8 all the way up to the Hellcat power because in the old days they could go for 392 or something like that, and
Yeah.
So I think people will go for this in a big way.
No,
And
I think you're right. I think they'll sell everyone they make.
yeah, absolutely. So we will keep you up to date with that too. Here's an interesting story, Les. Apparently, every car made since 2008 is a security risk. Now, there's a big statement, isn't
Uh, I don't like hearing this.
it? Well, it has to do with tire pressure sensors, right? So that has been
Hmm.
federally required on
Right,
vehicles
right.
since 2008, right? To let's be more efficient, let's be more safe, let's be looking out for our tire pressure. Well, it looks like those devices can be hacked pretty easily, and they can kind of tell people where you're going. What about that? That's they're pretty vulnerable when you think
Well,
about it.
first of all, um, wouldn't that only be true with the stem-mounted uh, FM transmitters?
Well, these are the transmitters that I guess that they typically are strapped to the wheel, and you know that.
Yeah.
So this is the factory system that's strapped to the wheel as opposed to like an aftermarket thing. Um,
Well, I don't like this.
this was discovered by a Madrid-based company. They built a network of radio receivers for about $100 each and collected roughly 6 million signals from approximately 20,000 cars. The signals can be received from more than 160 feet away, even when the receivers were located inside buildings. So
Hmm.
here is my take on this, completely different take on this. Yes, that's bad, but maybe tire sensors could be used for vehicle to vehicle communication without adding something different to the
I
vehicle,
like that idea
you know,
because we are going to that technology
for
as
safety.
soon as it's practical.
Yeah.
Um,
Think about it. It could be easily retrofitted to a car. You pull the
yeah,
tires, you put these new sensors on. They would still talk to the system for tire pressure in the car, but then there, as an added feature, they could do the vehicle to vehicle. You don't have to drill holes in the car or
that's
modify it. No one knows
that's
the
right.
difference. Let's go into that business. How's that sound?
I I like the idea.
Yeah. And of course, if you do get, we're going to talk in a little bit about winter tires and things like that. Uh, Sometimes now, if you get a separate set of wheels, you have to get a separate set of sensors as well,
Yes,
or just don't have them on for the winter. You know, you'll have to put up with the light, do the old fix with a piece of electric tape over over the caution light that says your
yeah,
pressure system isn't functioning, right?
and that it costs about $500 for a set of four wheels to get new sensors.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just say, "Well, I don't want them."
Yeah, for winter tires or something like that. So
Yeah.
interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Hey, let's go over to Audi and talk about their first high performance hybrid, the RS5. Very cool looking vehicle. Um, and this is the European model. Look at the size of the rear exhaust. You can stick your
Yes,
head in those. By the way, Audi made a point of saying all their exhaust ports will be functional. They won't be fake as they have been on some past Audis. So that is one way to do it to make it really prominent.
it's one way to do it.
Yes. But this is the hybrid powertrain here outputs 630 horsepower with a top speed of 177 miles an hour.
Reasonable.
And it is a plug in hybrid with 50 miles of electric power. all electric power. How about that?
50 miles. That's. I think that's a new record.
Yes. Um, so will this? What version of this will come to the U.S.? I'm not sure. But this is their first performance hybrid model, and it was developed with a quattro drivetrain with dynamic torque control and is the world's first electromechanical torque vectoring system in a production car. There's a lot of technology in this vehicle, Les Jackson.
Oh, there's a heck of a lot in there. And I'm sure that it's rather expensive.
Yes, yes, it is. Some of the other features is the first RS model to feature a modular electrified powertrain. We talked about dynamic torque control. It has a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 with an electric motor and a hybridized 8-speed gearbox and a completely new transaxle with electromechanical torque vectoring. As we said, that is the first for that. Large 20 or 21-inch wheels, an innovative sports suspension with twin valve shock absorbers, RS tuned steering, and an optional Audi sport package. If it wasn't sporty enough, it looks pretty sporty. This is quite the machine. I don't think we have pricing on this. The engine alone puts out 503 horsepower.
I hope we don't, because I think that this is going to be way, way up there.
The wagon looks cool, though, doesn't it? It is
good looking.
It is a cool car, for sure. And the stance of this thing is slammed down. I'm not so sure about the big exhaust. That looks a little goofy to me, but I'm sure it sounds good, and I guess I could live with it. I think it looked better if they were square or rectangular, the ports in the back, because it's kind of like the only thing that looks like that. On the inside, it's all electronic. It's got the kind of oval steering wheel, high-end materials typical of Audi. Seats are like a work of art, and you get the red seat belts. So that's pretty cool. What will the U.S. Version of this be? Well, we'll have to stay tuned for that. But it is quite attractive vehicle. I don't think we have. I don't think this is designed for any kind of high miles per gallon. I think it is designed for performance.
No. I think it's just, it's just a machine.
And it is obviously with 50 miles of all electric range, you can be stealthy too. So as you were saying before, performance cars starting up can be a bit loud. You can sneak away in this if you have your battery charged up and drive for 50 miles. So not a bad deal, is it? The number, I think the cost will be fairly astronomical. What do you think?
No. I think for pricing, you should call your local dealer and give them your Dun and Bradstreet rating.
Yeah,
and they'll give you a crypto email with the price that's not to be revealed.
Well, we've got some more information on something that's a little bit more affordable. This is the Toyota CHR. If you remember, there was a crossover with that name, but now it is a fully electric vehicle. It's a much more handsome design, I would say, than the vehicle it replaces. And it is just another electric vehicle added to the Toyota lineup. It is a vehicle that has about 338 horsepower, all-wheel drive, as they say, athletic stance, and up to 287 miles of range. that is on the SE grade. Premium interior with soft touch materials and 25.3 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats. Pretty impressive. Now, pricing, $37,000. That's excluding dealer processing and handling charges. What do you think here? It's a nice vehicle. I'm not sure where electric vehicles go from here, frankly. I think there are still people that like them, but obviously this is another vehicle that was in the works before everything kind of changed.
And remember, they've spent $13 billion on building that battery factory.
Yes.
So they pretty much have to electrify.
They have to do something with it. I think the interior, just from the photos, is a little bit too plain, a little bit too Toyota safe for me.
It looks a bit stark.
Yeah. I just think it's just a little bit too basic for me. You do get two phone chargers, side-by-side phone chargers, but it is kind of a sea of gray. I do like the way the vehicle looks, so the body shape and the style. I just think, I wonder what will happen to these electric vehicles that certainly are improved. They're like second or third generation electric vehicles now at this point, but $37,000 and you look at that interior, I don't know. The jury's still out.
Yeah, it could be a tough sell. But I think you're right. Obviously, this was in the works. You can't just back up,
right?
And you gotta buy the batteries from your own plant,
right?
So that's it. You're going to do it, and you're going to make very little profit, but you're going to keep pressing forward.
Well, they did this with their Highlander too, a 2027 model that is all electric. Maybe that's the way to go if you are building like one of your popular models and it's only electric now. Maybe people will go for it. I don't know. I think we're at a real cross point here. I don't know what's going to happen. Although it is a good-looking vehicle outside, it certainly looks much better than the one it replaced, which was kind of awkward. I'm a little let down just by the photos of the interior, but we'll see what happens.
I have to say the interior turned me off.
It looked cheap.
Which is not a good thing.
No. It let's just say it didn't look like it belonged in a $37,000 car.
No.
It looked like a Corolla or something,
Right.
And you know what? I think kind of what it is it's all one color. And when things look all one color,
yeah, they couldn't have made it more bland looking.
Right. Even if they put like some black inserts in on the dash or something, it would have looked better. But it didn't. So, hey, let's talk about snow tires. And this is a kind of a interesting story from Nokian, and I have to reference my notes to say the name here because it is the Hakkapeliitta tire, and it has studs in it, right? You say, well, that's fine. There's been studded tires, right? But there's new technology here. This is our Talking Tech segment. The studs deploy depending upon the temperature. When it gets colder, they deploy. When it's warmer, they automatically retract into the rubber. So you're not wearing out the road or wearing out the studs.
It's just sounds like it wouldn't work. I mean,
They worked on
I'm
this
sure it,
since 2014.
yeah, I'm sure it does work. I have no idea how much these tires cost. I think it's a lot,
Yes.
but it's a great idea because you have something that theoretically won't wear out in a one winter
Or won't wear out the road, right?
and won't chew up the road.
Right.
So, yeah, whether these catch on or not, I honestly can't predict because I'd have to know, how much of the tires, what's the compound like, what's the mileage
Well,
guarantee.
let's see if I can share some of that with you. So, uh, in the past, Nokian was like, we're going to make a push button system where we can electrically control these studs to pop out or pop in when you need them. But they went away from that and they went to something called an adaptive base compound. So this is actually in the rubber, and that when it gets cold, it becomes rock solid and pushes these studs out. And when it warms up, they retract back in normally. Uh, and it can reduce road wear by about 30% compared to its predecessor that typically had studs there all the time.
That's significant.
It part of the reason for this is weather that can be suddenly freezing and thawing. You don't have to be changing out your tires. And they say this is something they've been working on for a long, long time. I find it very interesting. Now, I have a question for you, Les Jackson. If you're running these tires, right, and there's somewhere that says, like some of the places out west, they say, well, you need chains, right? You need chains on your vehicle to go up here. Otherwise, if you don't have chains,
Oh, well, if you could,
would these if you said, well, my tires will automatically deploy studs, would the police or whoever
yeah,
monitors that?
I think you could talk your way into letting them let you come in or take the road.
Mm-hmm.
However, chains are so much more powerful in getting you down snowy, icy, slushy roads, uphill. They're fabulous.
I don't know what these tires cost. Again, they are from Nokian, and I think it's an interesting technology. I bet they are super expensive, though. I would imagine they were super expensive.
What I would dearly love, it sounds crazy, but I would really love that all the tire companies take this technology, they develop it, let's say 10 years out, where all tires do this, and we could get rid of salt on the roads.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, because that is wreaking havoc with
The
cars.
cost, the savings would be staggering.
Plus the runoff. I mean, as that melts,
Yeah.
it all goes somewhere, and it's hard on cars. It's hard on dogs' feet, and
Yep.
it's just it's hard on everything. It's even hard on the trucks that dispense it. they rot
Yeah,
away.
I mean, those things don't last long. You look at those, they're new this year and they're rusted out next year.
Yeah, bad stuff. Well, here's something that's I probably wouldn't drive in the salt, but this is a new special edition from Mini. It is the Mini 1965 Victory Edition, and it is rooted in the history of Monte Carlo and where Mini achieved tremendous success there, particularly in 1965 with a legendary Mini Cooper S driven by Timo Mäkinen and co-driver
Mm-hmm.
Paul Easter. They took the victory in the 1965 Monte Carlo Rally. So Mini has decided to celebrate this with a special edition, paying homage to the 1965 victory. It's in chili red exterior paintwork, white trim stripe extending from the bonnet to the roof and rear. And it comes with a panoramic roof in glazed white, providing an athletic and elegant contrast. And a C-pillar sticker. And interior sportiness includes a striking door sills display with 1965 lettering on a red and black background. And it is the interior you can get. It will be part of the John Cooper Works color palette. So it will be available for purchase in March. And it is a special edition. The MSRP is not inexpensive, $46,220 plus $1,175 in destination and handling.
Not inexpensive.
Yeah, I'm not big on the giant decal on the side. I know that's celebrating, and
yeah, I don't like all the big lettering.
I do like the single exhaust right in the back, though. That's kind of fun.
That's right. Most people don't realize the Monte Carlo Rally is 2,500 miles.
Wow.
And it's a brutal rally.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine. But what do you think? Special editions, right? People like them.
I like it. I just don't want the big letters. Never have like big letters on cars.
No, even like the pace car editions, I would say leave those decals in the back. Don't put them on. So it's interesting. Special editions are exciting. Of course, there's a special edition Nissan Z, Heritage Edition with there comes in a choice of some interesting colors. One of them is purple.
The picture you're showing is an intact version.
Yes, this is a bad story. So when vehicles come off the ships, when they're shipped in from Japan, they pretty much park them in a big lot. They drive them off the ship. There's a big ramp, like you're driving out of a parking garage. Basically, those ships are like
the ships. It's the port of Baltimore, and I've been there. The ships hold 3,000 cars.
Wow!
And you have guys and women who bring the cars out of the ships. Now they're very, very good at it.
Right.
They go in there and they can unhook all of the cables that are strapping it down, and they wheel it out. And they're good, they're talented, they're skilled. But it gets out onto the lot, and that's when the inland port people pick them up and either put them on big trucks,
right,
or in some cases just take them to a local dealer.
Right.
And that's where they just hire some driver.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Ralph, go pick up this car and bring it to so-and-so.
Right. Or just move it across the parking lot over to the truck, which doesn't sound like a big problem, right?
But the problem is, these ships and the parking lots are over a quarter of a mile long.
Right.
Which is sadly a very tempting distance to see how fast you can go. But it's not a road. I mean, it's a road. It has lanes painted, but it's a very, very rough, poorly maintained surface.
And
and big
this,
heavy trucks bang it up, and you end up where people that do know how to drive on this uh, parking lot uh, are careful. If you go fast, you're going to go airborne.
here's where our story turns ugly. This
That's
was
right.
one of 500 Nissan Z Heritage editions, so they're only building 500 of them. Someone ordered this specifically. Allegedly, the trucker got up to 60 or 70 miles an hour uh, down the road alongside the pier, which there's no reason for that. I don't know
Nope,
what
no
the weather
reason.
was like, but potentially it was bad. It had 3 miles on the odometer. He ended up hydroplaning, wrecked the whole
Yep.
side, the passenger side, literally de-skinned it and smashed the front end, deployed all the airbags, and it totaled. There's no way.
It's
I saw the
totaled.
pictures. It's totaled. So,
It's totaled, and he was unharmed, luckily. Um, and
until
he's
the
been
until
barred.
the future owner found him.
He's been barred from the port. He's no longer allowed to pick up vehicles at the port.
Yep.
I think that's the very least of what's going to happen.
Well, here's the headline. I mean, they're like, well, he hydroplaned. Well, you can't go 60, 70 miles. I mean, first off, this is a
No.
brand new car with 3 miles on it. Why do you have to act like you're racing it, right? It's
Yeah.
just, you're just moving it. You're not even driving it. You're just moving it. You're not.
Right.
So,
Right. You're
so
putting it. Yeah. You're putting it in a area which has been designated for pickups by some trucking company.
yeah. I don't know
Uh,
where, if he was putting it on the truck, obviously it never got there, but
no, I believe that he was actually picking it up to take it to a local dealer.
oh, okay. Well,
Uh,
whatever. This guy shouldn't be
whatever,
driving
it's not.
cars like this.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
This happened to a Ferrari dealer about 10 years ago. Um, a guy was picking up this Ferrari at the port of Baltimore to take it to Alley Ash, the big Ferrari dealer out in near Dulles Airport, and he decided he was going to drive the Nürburgring
With someone
on the
else's
way,
car. Yeah.
and he absolutely shredded the car to pieces.
Wow.
Um, just you couldn't possibly fix it.
You remember that story where someone was working on a classic gull wing Mercedes and they decided to drive the Nürburgring? It was a mechanic, take it out, and he literally totaled it.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
worth
yeah.
millions. I mean, so the question is on the Z, do they build, they're going to build 500. Probably they're all accounted for. Do they build 501 for this?
Well,
It would
I
be
mean,
incredible, and you would say, "Wow, we do have this is a piece of history, right?"
I think they'll build it. First of all, they've been building them, so they've got all the parts and the trained people assembling them, uh, and they could just say, okay, everybody stay in this section of the factory. We're going to build one more
Mm-hmm.
to fill this order. And I think they will. Now, if this were 5 years later,
No,
no, they wouldn't.
no, but really, it's through no fault of this potential owner,
Oh boy, if I
But
were the potential owner, I would be irritated.
yeah, I think I
Yeah,
think the right thing to do, Nissan, is build another one. Now it truly becomes the last one, so it's worth more money to the guy that's
yeah,
going to buy
yeah.
this, and you know, it's a great way to invite them to the factory to see it built. How about that?
And if I'm the one who bought it, I will come and pick it up
Yeah,
myself.
I'll drive it to the dealer to be prepped.
And
Yeah.
I'll stay in first gear
Oh,
and crawl out of that parking area until I get on 95 out of Baltimore.
so
Yeah.
while we're on Nissan Z's, according to the Drive, they said it's going to get a lot more difficult to order a Nissan Z in 2027. These are all going to be made to order vehicles, so there's not going to be any
Yep.
on the lots. You will. They said scarce production ahead. It's getting the Nismo model with a front end redesign and a new Sinkai green paint option. Um, and it's going to become basically a bespoke car. They only sold 5,487 Zs in 2025. But that was compared to 3,164 in
That's
2024.
a great increase in sales. I'm happy for them.
Yeah. So it is kind of a big deal. But made to order. Made to order. Not such a bad thing on this vehicle because I think you know it will be something. It would be a vehicle that most people would be made, you know, would want to make it exactly like they want it because it's aspirational. They're waiting for it. That you know they just basically
Yeah.
want it the way they want it. Just like the guy that ordered the Heritage model, and it got smashed. So hey, you and I always talked about this. Sometimes manufacturers accidentally reveal their vehicles. You know, like they're doing a photo shoot and the cover blows off the car, like happened several
Yeah.
times with Corvettes and things like that. But this time it looks like BMW accidentally, really accidentally, leaked its upcoming 2027 car launches. It was reported by Motor One that BMW's U.S. website had a number of models, including they were modifying the website to remove the Z4 and the 8 series, which are ending production. But all of a sudden, new models popped up that had not been talked about or discussed. And it includes the variants of the 3 Series sedan lineup, including the M340i X-Drive and the introduction of the all-new G50. It will become
Yeah.
the M350 X-Drive. And they also showed the 2027 i3 electric sedan that will be offered in the 40X Drive and 50X Drive forms. And they also showed the i3's 2027 iX3 SUV counterparts, including the 40S Drive rear-wheel drive and the 40X Drive and 50X Drive variants. And they also talked about and showed the BMW iX4, X5, and iX5 SUVs. So,
Yeah. Well,
talk
there
about
you are.
tipping your mitt. That is pretty bad, isn't it?
It's pretty bad, but how many people are really going to be reading that and you know spreading the word? I think it's a minimal impact on BMW. Maybe if anything else, it's probably good publicity.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I guess they will continue to act like, hey, this is new. You know, you never saw this before. I guess they will
That's
still have
right.
the pull the sheets off and reveal it type of reveals, but we'll have to see. It's just kind of embarrassing, I guess.
Yes.
I truly think this was a an actual. Um, sort of a mistake. But
The problem is, all this stuff is on computers. All of it's on
and a push of a button reveals it.
the cloud, and you lose control of it.
So you and I were talking about some new electric vehicles that are being revealed by Toyota and some other manufacturers. But a lot of manufacturers are pulling back from electric vehicles. And Hyundai is one. It's pulling back. It's pulling the Ioniq 6 from its U.S. lineup. The Ioniq 6, it's sort of their large sedan. Great vehicle. I drove it and I thought, wow, this would be a great electric vehicle.
It really is a great vehicle, but nope, people aren't buying it.
People aren't buying it. Of course, they just announced their Ioniq 6N, the performance variant of that. That is still going to be coming to the U.S. and still be example. But the standard Ioniq 6 will no longer be sold in the U.S. They sold just 300 of them in February, and that was down from more than 1,000 the same period last year. Hyundai sold twice as many Ioniq 9 SUVs and more than 3,200 Ioniq 5s last month. And neither of those are in jeopardy. If you do need an electric car, I've always liked the Ioniq 5. I always thought it was a great vehicle, plenty of room.
I look at the Ioniq 5 and the Ioniq 6 as it's just in every person's electric car.
Yes, and
it pushes all the buttons.
Yes, it's got great room in it. It's available with all-wheel drive. It's available in an off-road version, and it's even got the N performance variant of it. So I like it a lot. I did like the Ioniq 6 when I had it. I thought I'd much rather have this than a Tesla, but really, it's not that they're turning their back on it. They're turning their back on sedans and looking for the large SUV. I thought it was a cool-looking vehicle. It had that sort of shape where the back goes down, and so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Will we? I think you're still going to see new electric vehicles introduced because they're in the pipeline. But will they stick around long? We don't know. But we appreciate you sticking around and checking out our Cruise Control Motoring Show. Don't forget to give us a like or a subscribe, whatever you can do. That always helps us out. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staab.
I'm Les Jackson.
We are going to see you down the road.